All right, I think we are live right at the top of the hour. You got a minute or so here to grab a piece of paper and a pencil, cup of coffee, whatever you need for about the next 60 minutes where I'm going to show you exactly how to build your perpetual message amplification and client attraction machine. You are in the right place. We'll be getting started again in just a minute. Now's your last chance to grab that cup of coffee. Make sure you have something to take notes with because this is going to be a workshop style webcast. There are things for you to write down, to fill in the blank, to help you figure out how to build that machine. So again, we'll be getting started in just a minute. If you're here early/on time, let me know. Can you hear me okay? Can you see the slides okay? You can put your notes in chat. It's right below the video. And I'm going to jump in and say hello in chat. All right, let's see. Just make sure the audio, video are working here. If you guys can hear and see me, let me know. Always better to double check before you begin. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, thank you. All right, so I'm going to jump in. A couple of things as we get started here. Again, make sure you have pen and paper for notes. You are going to want that as we go through the presentation today. You'll notice a little button over to the right side of this video. That is the PDF for the first part of the presentation. There's going to be a couple PDFs that I'll give you as we go through the training today. So you're going to want to keep an eye on that as it changes. And I will put links in the side as we go. So you've got the video you're looking at right now that says you are in the right place. You've got chat right below it. You can put any questions you've got as we go along in chat, or you can click the little gray Q&A tab that's on the bottom right of your screen that says ask a question. You can also ask me a question that way. If you've got something private, that's the way to send me a question that I won't share your name and you don't have to ask publicly in chat. So you've got two options for Q&A. I will be stopping as we go, as well as at the end of the training to answer questions for you all. Again, thank you for joining me live. I know many of you ask if there would be a replay. It depends on technology and if it cooperates, so we'll see. But you're here, so you get to be part of the live training. Ask your questions as we dive in. All right. Okay, we already did testing. You guys can hear and you can see the slides. If you'd like to share the training, there's links down the left side of the page that you're welcome to do that. So we're going to get started here. So in the next hour, what I'm going to show you will completely rewire the way you approach finding your ideal clients online and off. My goal is to really help you understand the foundation that needs to be in place and what might not be working or what can work better for you so that you can attract 100, 250, 500 or more new subscribers, new leads a month in your business. Because really that's what makes everything work. When you have that many new people coming in who are a good fit, very important, you want people who are a good fit. That's when you can really get enough people on the phone with you, make enough offers, have enough people around to stay busy, to grow your business, to create the things you want with recurring income, with membership sites. If that sounds good to you, say yes in the comments and let me know. Does that sound good? Would you like to have a machine in place that consistently is generating these new client leads for you so you can really grow your business? So really super quick, for those who don't know me, I'm going to do like the 2-minute version intro. I'm Michelle Schaefer. The main thing you want to know is I've added 1,000+ new people to my list over and over and over again in less than 30 days. I've mentored more than 15,000 bloggers through the Ultimate Blog Challenge and Extreme Traffic Adventure. I'm the creator of the Lingo Dynamics Theory and Toolset, which is a suite of tools and a theory that allows you to figure out and measure what words will actually get people's attention. You may be familiar with my Hookline Dynamic tool or some of those. I've got more than 2 decades of experience as a speaker, an author, and a trainer in the online business industry. When people ask me what's different about the way I train, the way I coach, well, I started teaching when I was about 12. And I started teaching children in Sunday school, and then I ended up homeschooling my own kids as well as coaching adults. So you'll notice I take a little bit of a different approach. I think things should be fun, they should be enjoyable, and they should be doable. I've got a lot of experience when it comes to that part of things. I've also worked with businesses from brand new startups, not even figured out what their idea is yet, all the way to multi-million-dollar corporations who have multi-thousand-dollar budgets that they're spending just on their email software and their marketing systems. So I've got a vast amount of experience in a whole bunch of different things related to what I'm teaching you today. So, see, version of my story. What you're going to discover is fun and, most importantly, effective approach to really amplify your message and reach thousands of people. How to shift that random budget and that bring in even hotter leads consistently. When we say hot leads, what that means is instead of having conversations with people who really aren't even sure they want what you offer yet, and you're having to try to sell them and convince them, you bring in people who not only already know they have a problem, know they want a solution, but they know you're the solution they want. That's what's different about this process and what I'm going to. And we're going to do some exercises to help you create a step-by-step plan that will help you grow your list, build your social media, and fill your programs. Again, does that sound good? Let me know in the comments. I see yeses. Okay, awesome. All right. So really quick, because I respect your time. I respect my time. I don't want to waste anybody's time. You are in the right place only if you've got a mission, a message, a purpose. So there's something that you want to do through your business and you want to grow it. You've got a burning desire to grow your business to help more people. And your action and your goals, because this is about action. What I'm going to teach you today is useless if you're not going to take action on it. So this isn't for you if you're already happy with where you're at and the money you're making. If you're already getting all of the attention, the action, the clients, the leads that you want, that's awesome. This webinar is not for you. And if you're okay continuing to struggle and grow slowly, this also isn't for you, because what I'm going to show you is how to get a foundation in place that you can grow. It's also for you if you're ready to go big, take action. You want to try new things and get in front of a bigger audience. And this is important. You're willing to reach out and ask people for support. I just want you to be thinking about that as part of this process. We're going to circle back to it. Again, this is not for you if you don't want to try anything new, you don't want to grow your online presence, and you don't want to invest your time and energy to share great content in video, audio, or writing. Now, I'm not going to tell everybody you've got to do the same thing. You've got to do Twitter, or you've got to do video, or you've got to do Facebook. Every business and every entrepreneur and every audience has a different mix. Then we're going to talk about that in a minute. All right. But you have to be willing to put your time and energy into creating some content that's going to attract the right people. I'll show you how to do that as we go. So my question is, are you still here? If you're still here, then I am excited to continue with this webcast and to teach you some very simple ways that you can, again, put that machine in place and then what to do to really amplify it. So before we dive into that really quick, if you're familiar with my story, you know, I kind of grew up in an island paradise. You couldn't drive in or out. There were no roads. It was very isolated. Only instead of looking like that, it looked more like this. I grew up in very rural Alaska. The coldest weather I've ever been in was 104 degrees below zero wind chill, which that's one of those interesting facts that usually surprises people, but there were no roads in town, just boats or planes. What does this mean? It means that I had to figure out a different way to build my business. A lot of people talk about building an online business, but most of what they do is offline networking, or it's through people they know in person. That was not the case for me when I built my business. I had to figure out, how do I do this when I can't go out and attend a networking dinner? I can't schedule meetings in person with people. I had to figure out how to do it online. So that's where the idea behind this machine comes from, is me over the years with testing and trial and error and going, okay, this is how I get attention online. This is how I get people signed up. This is how I build my business. It really was a matter of, okay, this is what I'm working with. Now, I know in most webcasts you're supposed to brag here. I'm going to show you 2 quick slides. I've got screenshots that show, you know, I get over 300,000 page views a month. this particular traffic. I got over 400,000 page views in a month, but none of that really matters. What really matters is I work for myself and I get to have a life-changing money-making business doing what I love, right? That's what we want. We want to be able to stay home, run our business, and help people. So let's talk about what the real problem actually is. We might be looking around going, well, the real problem is people just don't get the value in what I do. Well, I'm going to show you how to fix that. Maybe we're thinking the real problem is Facebook ads. They keep getting more expensive, or they keep changing my reach. I can't get my message in front of anybody. None of that is the real problem. The real problem is the way that we've been taught to approach our marketing, or maybe not taught, because a lot of these concepts I'm going to share with you, people aren't talking about enough. So you may not have even heard them before. So let's look at what's possible first. Now, some of you may have seen the email where I sent the screenshot of me back in 2012, and I was extremely awkward and nervous on video, but I got on video and shared something. I had just added 1,214 new subscribers to my list in a single month with 100% free content marketing strategies. And I'm going to zoom in on this so you can actually see it. All right, 1,214. How would you like to get that many new leads in 1 month? And I only did 3 different things to make that happen. I felt like I had hit the jackpot. I felt like I had discovered the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow because nobody was teaching what I was doing. That there are actually ways to easily attract excited leads into your community who come in already believing you can help solve their problems and with faith that you'll show them what's possible. Ever since then, I've continued building my list. 500, 1,000, 1,500, and more new opt-in subscribers a month. So here's where we get into the content. What is the secret? There's no secret except these 3 things. And I want you to really think about these and write them down because they're different from what you're hearing out there. After we go over the 3 secrets, I'm going to show you the exact steps and templates to use to build this machine for yourself. So number 1, it's not finding the perfect strategy. There is no perfect strategy. It's finding the perfect strategy for you, right? Some people out there pick one strategy, they do amazing, crazy well with it, right? We see that, and then we go and try to duplicate it, and it doesn't work. And it's frustrating because we see it work for somebody else. Well, that's because content marketing is not one size fits all. There are 2 or 3 strategies that will work like crazy for you, your business model, and your audience. I've had people come to me and go, but Twitter's not working, or Instagram's not working, or Pinterest isn't working. And the first thing we do is go, is your audience there? Well, if you're trying to reach corporate executive men, Pinterest is not the place for you to focus, right? If you are trying to reach people who don't have a business at all, maybe they are stay-at-home moms and you teach parenting related strategies, LinkedIn is not the place for you to be. It doesn't matter how well it works for somebody else. You have to identify what's going to work for you. We'll go into that more in a minute. When content marketing doesn't work, it's not because you're doing anything wrong. You're probably doing things right. It's just that the specific strategy isn't a good fit for your personality, your business model, also important, or your audience. Because again, it's not one size fits all. We're going to look at a blueprint specifically for you, because no matter what that sales letter said on the last course you bought, it's not one size fits all. You already know you're unique. What you offer is unique. Your clients are unique. And what will work for you is your own unique system. When you discover that perfect mix, then you can explode your list growth and you can relax because you'll have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C in place. So you're not relying on just one lead gen strategy. I'm going to show you how to put that in place. Secret number 2, you don't have to test everything and figure out alone. Because if you're trying to do that, you may never find the right combination or the right solution. You know how you look at your clients, and if you're a business coach or depending on who you work with, you have that moment where you see what they're so good at or what their potential is or what the potential for the project is, and they give you that blank stare and honest curiosity because they don't see it the way you see it. You may be looking in your own foggy mirror. You may not be seeing the perfect mix of strategies because you're not connecting the dots on what your personality and expertise are best for. So I'm going to show you how to figure that out. All right. And secret number 3 is actually really, really simple. Create a plan, follow the plan. If you are not being consistent in your marketing, the magic will not happen. A video here, a blog post there, an occasional email, it's not working. So let's talk about how we create a plan that is not only consistent, but that is doable. Because that's the other mistake that we so often make is we create this amazing spreadsheet or mind map, and it's too much. You don't need 50,000 different strategies. You don't even need 50 different strategies. You just need a couple of solid systems in place. And that's what we're going to jump into. So my question is for you, what would 500 new leads a month mean for your business? And are you ready to develop your game plan to get consistent content marketing in place and attract 500, 1,000, 1,500 or more new subscribers a month? I'm actually going to show you exactly how to do it and even show you how I can guarantee that you can do this. So stay with me. We're going to get into our worksheets now. The real problem that's stopping this from happening for you is really simple. This little tiny dial. Actually, it's 3 little tiny dials that are off. When you get these 3 dials adjusted, things will work in a machine-like fashion for you that you can actually depend on. Now, if you've been on webcasts before with me, you know I'm not going to tell you what they are and then leave you on your own. I'm actually going to tell you what they are and show you how to adjust them. All right, so make sure you've got your pen and paper ready and that you're ready to download some worksheets here. Hey, I see a couple more of you popping on. Awesome. Hello. All right, so let's look at what these dials actually are. Dial number 1 is your message. If your message is off, there's a couple of things that happen. Probably people are asking you, well, but what do you really do? What does that mean? They don't fully understand what you're doing, why it's valuable. Or maybe you're getting people in and you're having conversations with people who just are not a good fit as clients. There's lots of symptoms that happen when this dial is off. Right? So this is the first dial, your message. You need to magnetize your message for your perfect audience. There's a couple of different ways it can be off, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to fix it. So now I want you to click the button. Let's see here. Well, let's go through all 3 dials, and then we'll click some buttons. So dial number 2, if you're taking notes, you can write these down. Dial number 2 is your attractors. You've got to create ideal client attractors. There are so many entrepreneurs out there who I know have amazing, amazing stuff to share. But when I go to their website, their free opt-in is, let me send you spam, essentially. Hey, subscribe to my newsletter. Well, why should I subscribe to your newsletter? Are you just going to send me promotions? Why should I subscribe to your blog? I don't know what you blog about yet. You've got to give people a reason to opt in that's really going to solve a problem for them. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Dial number 3 is your machine. This is what I mentioned a minute ago. It's that doable, consistent content marketing. I don't care how many times some really brilliant, maybe billion-dollar coach tells me to do certain things. If it's not doable for me, from where I'm at with my resources and my talents and my skills, not only is it not going to work, I'm not going to do it. Because, you know, we're pretty smart. You kind of have that sense inside when a strategy isn't going to work, right? And you might throw a little bit of yourself at it and you're going to give it an honest try, but really sometimes we already know what won't work or we know what we aren't going to do. So you've got to design a plan that is doable for you. If you're short on time, then designing something where I tell you to write 10,000 word blog posts every single week would be stupid because that's not doable for what you have in your life going on. And your business should support your life, right? But if you love writing, on the other hand, and that's a huge, enjoyable thing for you, then yes, that should be part of your strategy. If you're great on video and you love to get on camera and share tips with people, well, then video marketing should be part of it. But if the thought of getting on video makes you so nervous you run to the bathroom, it's not time yet to bring that into your marketing, and that's okay. You design a plan that's doable for you, for where you're at, and that really leverages your talents and your personality. For some of us, that's video. For some of us, that's writing. For some of us, it's a combination. But the point is to design something that works for you, right? So are you ready to get amplified? We're going to go over how to take what you've already got, dial it in with these 3 dials, dial it up and amplify it to consistently attract a flood of new leads to your business. So again, what's the current reality? Well, I'd be curious, and this isn't something for you to share, but just think about it for a minute. How many new leads are you bringing in? How many people are coming in to your list, to your Facebook groups, to your various communities right now? What would change for you if you had a system in place to get 100 people in, or 250, or 500 or more? I want you to think about what the reality is and what your goal really is. What is it that would work for you to grow your business quickly? So let's go to dial 1, your message. Magnetize your message for your perfect audience. We're going to go over the magnetize your message process. I want you to click the button that should be showing over there to the right side of the video. It says download the PDF. Let me just make sure it's coming up on the page. Hey, okay, I see some questions. If you don't see the chat, it's right below the video, but you do have to sign in. So there'll be a little button you can click to sign in with Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and then you'll be able to see the chat there. It's right below this video though. Okay, I see a couple more questions. I will circle back to these as we go through the presentation and the training today. All right, thanks for joining me live. If you're watching on the replay, there will not be a chat below, but there's probably somewhere to leave a Facebook comment or a question. I will come back and answer those. So feel free to leave your questions below if you're catching the replay. So there's a download the PDF button. Go ahead and click it. When you click it, you will see something on your screen that looks similar to this. Magnetize your message for your perfect audience. Now, we're going to talk about a couple different pieces of your message. So make sure that you've either downloaded this or that you've got a pen and paper that you can jot some notes down. Magnetize your message. And this is the first dial. So you'll notice this first sheet here, page 1, asks some questions. And then page 2 puts it into messaging. The goal here is to figure out how do you share what you do in a way that gets people's attention and helps them see the value in it. So part of that is understanding what's unique about you and your approach. So I want you to ask yourself some questions. Who are you? What do you do? How do you do it? So specifically, what are the processes you use? What are the tools you use? What are the resources you bring in? Why do you do it? What motivates you? And who do you do it for? So ask yourself these questions. And this is something you can come back to a little bit later today. I encourage you to take some time to really think these through, because when you look around, if you've ever had that feeling of, but so many other people do the same thing I do. No, they don't. They don't do it like you. They don't do it your way. They don't do it why you do it. They don't do it for the same exact audience you do. And they're not you. So that's the first thing to keep in mind, is there are so many unique things about you and your approach. You've just got to figure them out. Once you figure them out, that whole branding thing of feeling like you blend in, like nobody notices what you do, goes away, because you realize you are different. And the way you stand out is by being you. So a couple more questions. What results have you achieved? What's unique, special, or interesting about you? What do clients or friends say in feedback? So I want you to write down at least 10 answers to those questions later today. You can jot some down now if you've got things coming to mind. What results have you achieved? You know, you saw me use some of these in my messaging. In fact, let me go back and give you some examples so this is a little more concrete. When I went through this slide right here, I've mentioned more than 15,000 bloggers. I've added 1,000 people to my list in less than 30 days. I created Lingo Dynamics. I have 2 decades of experience. I've worked with a lot of different businesses. These are things that I would write down right here. Okay? Those are things that are unique to me. I built a Facebook group of over 10,000 people in it. Okay, these are things, again, that are unique to you that you want to write down. What results have you achieved personally in your business, and what results have you achieved for your clients? So what is it that clients hire you to do? That's another thing I want you to think of. Instead of starting with, I help people X, if you had to flip that around and say, clients hire me to, what is it they hire you to do? All right. And what's interesting about you? If you guys have been on my Instagram, you know one of the things that's unique slash special slash interesting about me is I'm a little bit addicted to the gym. I love to lift weights. Now, for someone who is not even 5 foot tall, don't share that. I claim 5 foot on my driver's license. Technically, I'm 4'11" and 5'8". I feel like that should be rounded up. But for somebody my size, I can leg press over 1,000 pounds. And it's pretty funny to watch people's faces at the gym. That's something unique about me that I can get people's attention with sometimes. And it, in weird ways, works into some of the approaches that I take in business and in life. So think about the things that are weird about you. And, you know, the weird thing is that everybody's weird, right? Normal is just a setting on the dryer or the washing machine. So what's unique about you? Write some of those things down. And I would love if you guys would put it in chat too. What are some unique things about you? Once you've filled in this page, then I want you to fill in this page. Now you can see there's some of the text in black, that's what you would say, and then there's some guiding text in light gray so you can fill it in. You know how some people struggle to X, but they can't. What's the goal that your clients want? So when you look around at people who are your ideal potential clients, what do you see them struggling with? You know how some people struggle to put the right pieces together to attract their ideal clients to them? I help entrepreneurs change the way they approach lead generation so they can have fun attracting perfect clients, even if they're starting from zero, they have no idea what to do next, and they don't know why someone should get in touch with them. So you fill this in, and you'll start to see how it works. You insert the benefits, the results, the objections people have. So for me, a lot of my clients say, well, I'm starting at zero. I don't have any connections. I don't have JV partners. I don't have affiliates with huge lists who are willing to promote me. I can show you how to get around that and get 1,000 leads in a month, even if you don't have those connections yet. So, and what's unique about you or your process? And why is that important? These are, again, unique branding pieces to you. When you put these things into your messaging, you will attract the right people. You know, I saw a thing on Facebook the other day. Actually, my coach was asking, do you swear in Facebook Lives? And the responses were crazy, which I would love you guys to put your take on that in chat. What do you think of swearing on Facebook Lives? Okay, so Anne, I see your question. In this template, you want to direct it to whoever hires you. So in your case, because you tutor kids, but the parents are the ones who hire you, it's what's the parents' frustration. You know how some parents desperately want to see their kids succeed in school, but their kids are failing, they're falling behind, and they can't figure out how to help them, right? I help parents change the way their kids feel about education, about reading, about math, so they can grasp the information, gain their confidence again, and score great in school, or get great grades, even if they've tried everything they can think of and nothing's worked yet. Even if their child doesn't want to change the grades, whatever those even ifs are, those are the things that parents would say to you of, I would love to hire a tutor, but I already worked with a different tutor and it didn't work. So you got to address those objections for people, right? So what are those objections? Now, the reason I bring up, yeah, I see your answer, Regina, for you, swearing is not professional. You know, the interesting thing about this, and you guys don't hear me use adult language very often, is it's a filter. It's a filter. I used to joke that one of the reasons I dyed my hair bright pink, it's not pink anymore, was because I was filtering out who would talk to me. Things like swearing, things like crazy hair color, all of these attract and repel people, right? It depends on who you're looking for. Sometimes when I talk about my history, that I grew up a pastor's kid, it repels certain people, and I have to be very aware of that. So you want to think about that in your messaging. Those pieces that you share. I shared earlier, I started teaching when I was 12. I taught Sunday school. Now, I know there's some audiences that if I wanted to attract them, that is the wrong thing to say because they would stop listening, right? For other audiences, it's a totally different reaction. When I mentioned that I homeschool my kids, there's certain things that I mention because I'm looking for certain clients. I want people who are open-minded, willing to try different things, willing to think outside of the box. So you got to think about that with what you put into a message like this as well. What's going to attract your ideal client, right? Yeah, I love the comments about backgrounds. Awesome. All right. So I want to encourage you to really take time to fill this out. Even if you've done similar exercises before, do this specific one, and especially the last part, because my vision is share why you do what you do. Because for most of us, that's the thing that actually makes us the most unique. Why do you do it? Is it because you were frustrated with the problem and you couldn't find somebody to help you with it, so you created your own solution? Or you tried everything under the sun, nothing worked, so you had to create your own solution? Or is it because when you see people struggling with something that you know you have a gift for, you can fix it for them? Maybe it's because you want to see businesses succeed, because you know the economy is important and you know that entrepreneurship will help fix a lot of the things that are wrong. So you support entrepreneurs because your vision is to see a thriving economy where people can take care of their families and they're not struggling with some of the things you see them struggling with. Whatever that vision is for you, insert it there. And then insert your next step. This is where your call to action goes. This is where your freebie goes and where we go to dial number 2. The dial number 1 is really figuring out this messaging. What is the very, very specific problem or struggle that you're solving? And what is in your client's way right now? When you start with this, you will get an entirely different reaction. Instead of introducing yourself as, hi, I'm Michelle. I help people start blogs. Well, that's boring. Who wants to know any more about that? But if I say, hey, you know how some people really struggle to attract their ideal clients so they can't grow their business because they don't have enough people to help and to work with? Well, that's a totally different spin, right? That somebody might actually ask me, well, how do you do that? Well, if I start with, you know how some people struggle to get leads in their business and everything would change for them if they could get 500 or more leads a month consistently and have fun doing it? Well, most people are going to come back with, okay, tell me more. How do you do that, right? So when you go through this approach, you'll see a different reaction to your messaging. And this is something that you use everywhere. You take these concepts, you put them into your emails, into your web pages, into your social media, into the conversations that you're having. Because when you've identified this right here, people are sold not only on you being able to solve their problem because they know you understand the real problem, but they also see what's valuable about your specific approach because you're sharing what's unique about it, why you can do it, even if whatever their objections are, and because you're connecting with them on a very human level by sharing your vision, they see you differently. So you're not just someone giving them a pitch of, hey, hire me, I can do this for you. You're telling them, I understand your problem. I want to help you solve it. Even if you haven't been able to solve it yet, here's why my process will help you solve it. Because really, this is my vision. So here's our next step. And your next step may be go to your website and get a freebie. We're going to talk about that. It may be get on a conversation call with you. Whatever that next step is for you, you put it here, right? Be different, ask questions, lead with your emotions, and stand out with what's unique or strange about you. Those are the things that'll actually get people's attention, all right? So that's how you adjust dial number 1. Let's go back down here. Dial number 1, again, was your message. This is how you adjust your message so that it's attracting in the right audience. All right, dial number 2 is your attractors. We're going to talk about how to create your ideal client attractors. I am going to change the button that is on your page. Let's see here so that you can go to the next PDF. And I'm also actually going to add this link right below the button so that you can grab it. L2, and that button should have changed. Just in case, I am putting back on the page linkable text here. It should show up right below the button in a moment. And I will put it in chat as well. If you're catching the replay, you'll see the links on the side of the page. All right, there it is. Make sure you grab that when you grab that. This is called the 3-step perfect freebie process. Click the button, you will see something that looks something like this. Amplify Me, the 3-step perfect freebie process. So this will help you to figure out what will actually get people's attention and get them to give you their information for. So let's look at the steps here. Step one is figure out what type of bait your audience will love. And let me zoom in here so you can see this a little better. Again, you should have this on your screen as well. Make sure you grab a copy of this. All right. So here is the first thing. Nobody wants another ebook. All right. We want things that get results. If you want to get people's attention, you need to design a free giveaway. This is your opt-in that's going to get them a result and help solve their problem. Now, you can't solve, I know, the entire problem in a one-page PDF, but what you can do is help people understand how to solve the problem. You can show them some steps that will move them in the right direction, help them see the potential, right? See what would work for them. So here's some ideas. Checklists, email courses. Now, that's where you send multiple emails over multiple days, different steps, right? Cheat sheets, quick guide, ultimate guide, a manifesto. If what you do is more inspiration, motivation, or you are very passionate about what's wrong in your industry and how to fix it, write a manifesto and get it out there, all right? A free book, you can do a print book, challenges, video series, screen flows, webinars, strategy sessions, resource lists, survey results. AMA stands for Ask Me Anything, audits or reviews, assessments, quizzes, templates, swipe this, behind the scenes stuff, experiences, expert secrets, blueprints, mind maps, printables, case studies, tools or apps, memberships, groups. So think outside of the ebook box, think outside of even the PDF box. What's something that your audience would really love? What's something that they're going to look at and go, oh, I have to have that right now. Not only will I give you my email address, I will give you all of my information. Think about that. And what I want you to think about is what caught your attention that you opted in for most recently. Why did you opt in for it? I want you to start noticing every time you go to a website and you opt in for something, ask yourself, wait, why did I just subscribe to this? What was it that got my attention? And then learn how to apply that to what you're doing in your own business. All right. I noticed that for me, checklists, templates, things like that catch my attention all the time. You give me something, fill in the blank, and I'm going to give you my email address. Now, that's going to be different for your audience than for me. But really think about that. What is it that will actually help your audience get a result? Is it maybe, hey, here's 3 steps to take. Here's how to have a conversation you've been avoiding. Here's how to decide the right person to hire. I've worked with different service firms before that the freebie we designed was how to not get ripped off by this particular niche of professionals, because the industry had a bad reputation for people paying thousands of dollars and not getting anything in return, really. So creating a freebie that says, hey, here's how to not get ripped off when you're hiring for this, perfect for that audience, right? So really think about what are the frustrations. We're going to go to that in just a second. And then I want you to take a minute and look around. So the most popular people or businesses in your niche or who have your audience, what are they using to get people to subscribe? And why do you think it's working or not working? Would it catch your audience's attention? If so, what can you learn from that? So take a minute to do some research and figure out, again, this is all about adjusting a dial. How do you adjust what you're offering as your opt-in to get more people saying yes? More people saying, I must have this and I must work with you, right? All right, so this is part 2. What is the migraine, stub toe, or fatal illness your audience has? Now, really, really important. Sometimes the mistake that we make is we try to solve a problem that our audience doesn't even know they have, or that they don't see a value in solving. For a lot of people, if I said, hey, I can show you how to blog consistently, they'd be like, oh, okay, that's at the bottom of my list, right? That's not really something that a lot of us are motivated to do. I'm not even motivated to do it. However, if you tell me, hey, I'll show you how to get 10 new subscribers a day. I'll show you how every single day to get floods of traffic to your site so you can share with more people what you do. There's other ways to phrase that you're actually solving the problem I'm aware of, right? If my problem is I don't have enough clients in my business, don't tell me you'll show me how to blog consistently. Tell me you'll show me how to get clients. That's the problem I'm aware of. And yes, showing you how to blog consistently or do consistent content marketing may actually be the answer. But what you're selling is the result. What people hire you for is the result. So what is it that they want as an outcome? I want you to list some of the problems or challenges that your audience specifically has. What's the problem or the challenge they have? And what's the priority? So if I said I'm not blogging consistently, that's probably a priority 4, maybe even 5, unless you tie it to the problem of I don't have enough leads to make sales in my business. Well, then that becomes a priority 1, because if I don't make sales in my business, I can't stay in business, right? And then there's this whole thing of the domino effect of what happens if I don't make my business work. Okay, so for your audience, I want you to write down what the problems or challenges are that they have. Okay, so just sit here and brainstorm out. What are some things they're frustrated by? What's going wrong? What's not working for them? Why does it matter? And what's the solution? The solution should be either something you have that you can do or that you can connect them to. And then you want to rank them with priority 1 through 4. What you're going to do here is list out all their problems. And then the ones that are actually a priority 1, that you know, okay, that's one they're motivated to solve, that's what you create your freebie about. So you go back up here once you have these and you go, okay, I know one of the challenges my audience has is they want X and they can't figure out how to get there. So I'm going to create, let's see, a resource list that'll give them 5 tools that solve problem X. Now, if problem X is hot enough and they actually want to solve it, and you say, hey, opt in here and I'll send you the 5 easy plugins that will solve this problem for you, or the 5 resources that will solve this problem for you, now that they're going to be way more interested in than, can I send you blog updates? Can I send you my newsletter? All right, do you see how this works? And here's the real key. If you know then that they have problem X, whatever that is, and you've just given them a list of some resources to help them towards the solution, you also know what to offer them and what problem you can solve for them when you work together. So you've got a lot more information about specifically what kind of help they're looking for. And if you do this right, of course, then you are able to provide the ultimate solution that those resources help them towards, right? Okay, so moving on here, make sure you go through this, really list out what are those problems or challenges, why does it matter, what's the solution? And then the final step here is to create your new freebie or bait, which let's fix that. Okay, decide on the problem or the topic, right? Decide on the format, choose your title. I recommend using Hookline Dynamic to get a really good title. It's going to grab people's attention. You can create your cover art or a photo that represents your freebie. You've got some resources there. Create your content, set up your list in your autoresponder. I know these are some technical steps, but I put them into a checklist so you can make sure you get them done, right? You just check them off. Here's the most important thing on this page to fill in. How are you going to celebrate once you've completed and shared your new perfect bait? So as you think about that for a minute, it's a little bit of process to put this together, I understand, because you've got to really dive into what are the problems they're struggling with, how do you help them solve it, and you've got to create maybe a 1-page PDF or turn on your video and get your video done and set it up in your system. So think about this. How are you going to celebrate once you've completed it? What's the goodie that you're going to reward yourself with other than all the new leads that are going to come in? Write something down because it'll help you stay motivated to get this done. Now, real quick tip, if you're one of those people who is more motivated by the negative consequences, then you can write something down like donate $100 to a charity you don't support. You know, maybe you want to donate to someone who's running for president in the next election or somebody who's running for Congress. You know, if you put something like that down and you're motivated by the negative consequence, chances are you're going to get this done because you don't want that, right? So just a little productivity tip if you're looking for help to push yourself to get some of these things done. Or you can find an accountability buddy and agree that if you both get something done, you both get some sort of positive thing. If you don't get it done, you've got to send them the $100 and they get to go on a little shopping spree. Figure out something that motivates you to get this done and have some fun with it. All right, so that's the 3-step perfect freebie process. I hope you grabbed that. Let's see. All right, I don't see any questions coming in right at the moment. I just want to make sure I'm keeping an eye on that. And again, you can ask any questions you've got in chat or with the Q&A tab. All right, so let's go to dial number 3. Dial number 3 is creating the machine. So if you've got your messaging and you've got your freebie, your attractor, and you've got that ready to go, the next thing you've got to do is create the consistency in your content marketing that's actually going to get traffic to that opt-in page so that people subscribe, right? So people subscribe. And like I said earlier, it's got to be a doable, consistent content marketing machine for you. So I want you to ask yourself, any of the strategies that you consider, do you enjoy it? If you don't enjoy it, you're going to have a hard time pushing yourself to do it consistently. So find something you enjoy or find a way to enjoy it, okay? Are you good at it? This is an important question. Are you good at it, or do you want to become good at it? Now, when I first started my business, I would have answered no to both of these questions for video. I did not enjoy video, and I did not feel like I was good at it. I was a mess on video. However, I knew that it was a way to reach my ideal audience, and I knew that it was a skill I could learn. So, you guys see me do webinars pretty frequently. I set a goal for myself to do more Facebook Lives this month. It's something that for me, because I know it can reach my audience, I'm willing to learn to enjoy it. I found that if I have feedback, if I can get on Facebook Live and people are commenting, then it's more fun. I enjoy it more. And as far as being good at it, again, it's something I can continue to improve. So even though I'm not a natural on camera, I'm learning it, right? So I'm going to invest in the different types of tools and education that'll help me get better at it. But I want you to run any content marketing strategy through this filter. Blogging, same thing. Blogging is not right for everybody, despite what I do in my business and the fact that I teach a lot of people to blog. There are some clients that when I have a conversation with them, I literally will say, don't even think about blogging, because they hate writing, or they don't have time, or we have to figure out a different strategy for them, okay? Some people are just naturals for different mediums. Give yourself permission to do what you enjoy and to find a way to continue to improve your skills with it, all right? As long as it attracts your ideal audience. So I want you to really think about what that plan is that you have in place to attract people with content marketing. And think about if you have that dial adjusted right. Are you doing things that are a natural fit, that are fun for you? Or is it something that you dread? Because if it's something that you dread, you just need to adjust the dial a little bit, because there are strategies that will work. So if you have questions about this, again, go ahead and put it in chat, and I'm happy to do Q&A. We're almost to Q&A here. All right, so a doable content marketing machine, for me, what that looks like is regularly publishing content to my blog, sharing it with my email list, sharing it on social media. That's my machine that's in place. And I've built it up over the years to be able to get traffic when I share from those places. So I'm intentionally building my community on different social media sites and intentionally, actively inviting them from the social media sites, from my email list, back to my blog, where they can see content from me and get an idea of how I can help them, what I can do, right? So that's a baseline machine that continues running all the time, okay? The other thing, once you have those dials in place, so you've got your messaging, it's working to attract clients, the right clients, you've got your, well, let's see here, dial number 2, just left me, oh, your ideal client attractors, your opt-in goodies that get the right people to opt in, and you've got your machine, you know how you're going to get your consistent traffic. So you've got those 3 dials adjusted. The next thing that you get to do is figure out now, how do you amplify it? And this might be where some of you are, that you're seeing, okay, I can adjust this, I can adjust that. Those are the things that you're working on right now, that you're looking at. What are these different pieces? So let's talk about some of the amplification strategies. So let me see the slide for this one. Okay, let's see on this slide just for a second. So some different ways that you can amplify things. And this, honestly, is the missing piece for most of us. I know this was a missing piece for me for a long time. I would get on social media, I would write my blog posts, I would do all the things you're supposed to do. And I'd get frustrated because I was like, okay, well, I'm out there, I'm everywhere. Why aren't I having conversations with people that I can invite to become clients that I can work with? It's because my machine wasn't in place. I didn't have the right opt-in out there that was getting people to opt in. In fact, we're not going to discuss how many years it was before I started a list because I didn't know I needed one. I was missing pieces that made my dials not work. And so all of the amplification strategies, speaking on podcasts, being interviewed, being on telesummits, getting your web videos out there, doing Facebook Lives, doing blogging and content marketing, creating infographics, doing webcasts or webinars, live streaming things. None of those will work if you don't have these 3 dials dialed in. And so you may be putting a lot of energy and a lot of effort into it and frustrated. And that's the challenge, is getting those 3 dials right. Because once you do that, then everything else starts to work. That's when you can get on a telesummit and you can say, and hey, by the way, make sure you go to this URL, grab a free copy of Your Ideal Client Attractor goes there, which will grab their attention because you know what words to say and what problem you're solving. And you can say it in a way that people from that telesummit can't go to your website fast enough. Or when you get on a stage and you share what you do, you're able to share it in a way that people can't get to the back of the room fast enough. Okay, so really thinking through those 3 dials is what makes the difference in having people coming to you asking, not, well, what do you do? Are you sure you can help me? But instead, when can we start? How do I work with you? Now, that's a way more fun sales call to have. I'm telling you from experience, where you just get to say, okay, so based on what you're working with and what I can do, here's what we can create. Here's what that would look like. Instead of, well, yes, I can help you. Yes, I have experience. Well, here's some clients that I've worked with, and feeling like you have to prove yourself. Because when you get this machine in place, you don't have to prove yourself anymore. People show up sold on how you can help them. Sounds better, right? So here's my question for you. When you're looking at that, what if I could show you a way that would guarantee you to get at least 1,500 leads, in 90 days? Are you ready to figure out how to do that? To take what you've already got, to really dial it in, to adjust those 3 little dials, to dial it up and amplify it so that you can consistently attract a flood of new leads into your business? I want you to think about it for a minute. What is a client worth to you? What is your VIP level client investing to work with you? And over their lifetime, what's the value of that? Now, thinking about that, what are 1,500 leads worth to you? If you had 1,500 new people come in, how many clients could you get out of that? I want you to just kind of do the math for a minute for yourself. What would 1,500 new leads change in your business? Especially if they came in excited to work with you, knowing you could solve their problems. So I'm going to share with you how I can make that promise, because that's a big promise, right? To say I can help you get 1,500 leads in 90 days. I know it sounds kind of crazy. The Perpetual Message Amplification and Client Attraction Blueprint, Machine Blueprint. That's a mouthful. So taking what I've showed you on the webcast today, I've put that into a system. And that system includes all of the step-by-step blueprints for the different strategies. So let's say YouTube is what you want to do. There's a blueprint for that. Let's say blogging is what you want to do. There's a blueprint for that. Podcasting. Whatever these pieces of your machine are, there's a blueprint that allows you to implement it. But before that, there's blueprints that help you go even deeper in what we went in this morning. So those pieces of what is your messaging, what is the problem you solve, that's something that if you've ever worked with me or talked to people who work with me, that's one of the things that I'm really good at, is helping you see from a different perspective what the value is in what you do. So included as part of the Amplify Me program are 2 90-minute strategic planning sessions with me, where we actually go into that. And we tweak your messaging and your approach in a way that the right people, when they hear what you share, can't resist saying yes and wanting to know more about what it is you do. This program also includes 12 weekly tactical review and tweak check-in sessions, because again, if I'm promising you that you can get 1,500 leads in 90 days, I better be there every week reviewing what you're doing, helping you figure out what worked, what didn't work, how do we dial it in even more, and how do we make it work even bigger, right? So there's 12 weekly check-in sessions. And again, how can I guarantee 1,500 new leads? You might still be wondering. Well, I'm going to show you a couple of secret bonuses that are included with this that will help you to make that happen. So the first bonus is Connection Club. If you've been on my webcasts about it, you know Connection Club is a networking group, but it's different because you're guaranteed to be promoted as part of it. You're put into a group with 25 non-competitive entrepreneurs and business owners, and you promote and get promoted by them. We're selling this every single day. People are signing up for $1,000. This is included in the Amplify Me plan. And I'll give you a link to some more information about that for those who are interested in the specifics, but it's the only place you can find guaranteed promotions every single month. Others in the group will share you with their email list, with their social media, with people they know who would be a great fit as clients. You guys have probably seen the exercise done before where they go through the stacks of business cards you get from networking events, from other places, and the average value of one of those business cards is actually over $1,000. But you have to reach out, right? You have to ask them to refer people to you. You have to have kind of awkward conversations. Connection Club solves that. So I can show you how to get other people promoting you and excited to promote you where you don't have to ask, where it happens automatically. If you're like me, that's like a dream come true in itself. I'll also give you access as part of this to 2 tools that you're going to want. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. One is called Proof Factory. It's a video testimonial tool. The other is called Webcast Simple. It's the platform you're actually watching this video presentation on right now. The page you're on where I'm changing buttons and I've got chat in there and I'm doing stuff as we go, that's called Webcast Simple. You're going to get access to that as well as part of this program. The reason you need access to both of those is because as part of Amplify Me, you get a done with you micro launch from the Launchman. If you haven't heard of them before, I want you to go to launchman.com in a minute. Go watch their testimonial reel because it's got people like Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, Ali Brown, and others sharing how they helped them launch their products. Now, what a micro launch is, and this is at the end of your 90 days, we create this for you and do it with you. You go for 1 day into, and we come to you wherever you're at. We'll set up a location to shoot at, and we'll do a live stream for a day where you're sharing and teaching. You have guests on, the guests promote you, and at the end of the day, you've launched a product, and you've got all these videos and PDFs that you can continue selling. So this is especially valuable if you don't have a product yet. But even if you do, you walk away with a completely done, ready to sell product. And I can tell you the Launchman charged $10,000 just to do a micro launch, and they sell these. You'll see the people on their page that they sell them to. This is included as part of Amplify Me, because what I know is when you get your foundation in place, you get that machine in place where you know who you're speaking to, you know what words to use, and you know what freebie to get them in with. And then we amplify that with things like Connection Club, where other people are promoting you. And we amplify it with something like a micro launch where we show you how to get partners to promote you. And you have something really cool to share and get people to tune into. 1,500 leads is easy. So you walk away not only with amazing growth in your list, but you've got a machine that after the 90 days, you can continue to generate those kind of leads and continue to really grow your business. So here's what you get as part of the program. And don't panic when you see the total value, because I'm going to do that typical thing you always see. I'm going to cross it off. And actually, let's just cross it off right now. Okay, that price is gone. What you get with Amplify Me, you get the perpetual message amplification and client attraction machine blueprint. That's something that we go over together. You get the 2 90-minute strategic planning sessions with me to walk you through all of this, to help you dial in that messaging and really figure out who exactly is your client. How do we get their attention? How do we get their attention at the point that they're ready to invest in a solution? You get the 12 full weeks of check-ins where we go over. And the cool thing about this is that part is small group, which is why I can only accept 8 people into this program. But that part is small group, which means you're going to be able to find out from other people what's working for them, what's not working, how do you fix it, and get even more ideas. Very, very focused only on how do we get more leads and more clients into our business. You get 1 year, a full year of membership in the Connection Club. By the way, if you already are a member of Connection Club, talk to me and we'll adjust this a little bit. But if you're not, that's included. You get a lifetime Proof Factory membership. You get lifetime access to Webcast Simple, lifetime membership in my Insider Club if you're not already in it. That's got all the foundational trainings you need in your business, and your own Done With You live micro launch. We will literally, both me, the video guys, fly to you where you're at, as long as you're in the US. If you're outside the US, we'll talk about this. But we will come to you and we will set up on location and create a live stream with you, with guests that we can bring in via Skype or other ways, and create an amazing experience for your audience that grows your list like crazy and gives you a complete video product ready to sell. Now, you saw a second ago that total value was $16,382. My coach told me that I needed to sell this for at least $7,500. I decided not to listen because I'm me. So here's the way the program works. You can join it for a one pay of $5,000 or a three pay of $2,000 each. That gets you everything that I listed up here: the blueprint, the strategic planning sessions, 12 weeks of check-ins, a year membership in Connection Club, lifetime access to Proof Factory, Webcast Simple, Insider Club, and your own Done With You live micro launch. So all of these things together, can you imagine what you would do with 1,500 new subscribers on your list? What would that change for you? I want to invite you to get your spot in the program. And the way this works is you've got to reach out to me. Let's have a conversation about it and make sure that it's a good fit. So I'm going to change the button on the page here. So this is where you can go to find more details out about the program. And if you want to schedule a conversation, just shoot me a message on Facebook. And I will be happy to talk with you about how this could work for you, what makes sense. You can find the details at michelleschaefer.com/amplify. michelleschaefer.com/amplify. This is only open for 8 people because the on-one work that'll go into this, you can imagine, especially at this price point, it's pretty limited. So I invite you to click that link. There's a button on the right side of the video. You can find out more about it and shoot me a Facebook message. Let's chat about how this could work for you. Now, if you've got questions, feel free to put them in the chat or in the Q&A box, and I'm happy to answer those. So I'll hang out here a minute and answer some questions. I hope this has been helpful for you in figuring out, again, what those dials are and how you can adjust them, because I really want you to start thinking about those 3 things: your attraction and the machine that drives the traffic to them. Because if you can get those 3 dials adjusted, things will start working. And from there, then it's a matter of doing things like having others share you, like being on telesummits or podcasts. Everything else works great once you get those dials adjusted. That's where things become really effective and you start to really see results. All right, so think about those dials. What are they for you? What's your message and who is it for? What are the things that are going to attract their attention? What are the problems that you can solve? And what's the machine that you can put in place that will really help you to reach more people so that you can get more leads, get more clients in your business, and grow things? All right, so I'm going to flip over Q&A here. I see a few questions that are more private questions here, so I will reach out privately to a few of you, and I'm happy to answer those questions. Yes, I can put both text links for the PDF on the page. I will do that. Let's see here. I would love to come to Kauai. Regina, you can send me a message. We can figure that one out. I'm just thinking, you know, depending internationally, that might be a little different. Let's see. All right. There's not a PDF for step 3. There's a PDF for dial 1 and dial 2. I see that question in here a few times, and I'll make sure that these are included with the replay as well. All right. Yeah, I see a few more private questions here. Got it. I will reach out to those of you that are asking for specifics about the program. Here's what to do. I know I see some of you are concerned about there only being 8 spots. So if you message me on Facebook, tell me that you're interested, you want in pending our conversation, I can hold a spot for you until we have a chance to chat. So don't panic. You're welcome to go ahead and just send me a message. Let me know. There is a link in the document that says Amplify Me. You can see that on the screen right now. If you scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, I promise it's not like 15 pages. It's short. Scroll down right here. All right. So you can see there's the details. There's links if you already know you want in. You're also welcome to use PayPal credit or split things between cards. Just hit me up and walk through options. If you know this is the right time for you to actually go bigger, let's figure out how to make it work. Okay, so you can schedule a call with me on that link or send me a message on Facebook. I am traveling the next few days. I've got New Media Summit happening. I'm an icon of influence there, so I'm going to have some fun and find some great podcast guests for my podcast. So there's a few days that are blocked out in my calendar for that. So you can send me a message on Facebook and we can connect sooner if there aren't chat times available on the scheduler. But do reach out to me. And let's chat about how I can help you to really take what you're already doing, just adjust those $3 a little bit so that you're attracting the right people in. And then how do we amplify it and really get you out there as an authority in your space, as the person who is the go-to solution for the problem you solve? Because this is the way to do it. Imagine not just having that machine in place, but having the amplification of People in Connection Club promoting and sharing you, of having your own live micro launch. You guys have seen these. You've seen big names do them, right? I'm doing a 4-hour, 6-hour video live stream. Join me. And they've got all these people promoting them. The Launchmen are the ones who created that system. In fact, let me just pull up their website so you guys can take a look at it real quick. I encourage you to check it out. And you're welcome to reach out to, oh, there we go. Let's pause the video. You're welcome to reach out to them and verify this is an approved offer that I'm making. They gave me permission to bundle this in as part of the package. This is not something you can get for this price anywhere else. So I encourage you again, take a look at how they do things and what the testimonials are on their page. They've done some of the biggest launches out there, and we will come to you and help you create a live stream that will attract in your ideal audience and turn it into a product that you can then promote and sell. You'll sell it right on the live stream as well as having it afterwards. Just that alone is worth more than twice the investment in this program. So this is one of the times where the actual real world sells for it everyday value of the bonuses is what I've listed here, and it is more than your investment in the program. So I want you to just think for a minute, what if you had even just 100 new potential clients or team members reaching out to you every single month? Could you close one of them, 2 of them, 10 of them? If you had 100 people reach out wanting to know more about what you do, who you know have a problem you can solve, and you close just 2 out of 100, how much is that worth to you in your business? What if you could do that every single month? Or what if you could get 10 of them? Or what if this was the way to finally scale yourself so you've got a product to sell more than just working one-on-one, and you start to have those tiers of offers in your business? There's so many different ways that you can use this to grow your business like crazy. So again, I invite you to reach out to me. Let's have a conversation about how this program might be the right answer for you. It's not the right answer for everybody, and I will be the first one to tell you if I don't think it's a good fit for where you're at. Because when I guarantee results, I'm not going to even invite you to join the program if it won't work for you. All right, so you don't have to worry. If we have a conversation, I am not one of those high pressure salespeople. That's just not my style. All we'll do is explore, based on where you're at, what would your results be like in this? Are you ready for it? Does it make sense? And if so, then I would invite you to become part of the program. Again, there's only 8 spots available, so I'm going to flip back over here to the screen. I see some more questions in here. I will reach out to you guys via email or via Facebook. Facebook Messenger is great if you want to connect with me. There's a link in the document, and I'm keeping an eye on my inbox today. All right. I think that is it. Thank you for being part of the webcast today. Again, I want to encourage you to take some time, go over those PDFs, and look at how to fix your dials. Look at how to adjust those so you can get the right people in and the right people to have conversations with and make offers with so you can grow your business. Because really what it comes down to is adjusting those dials, creating that machine, and then amplifying the results that you get. So again, thank you for joining me. I'd love to have a conversation with you about this. You can schedule on the link. It's right here in the document, right there. If you click this, it'll take you to my calendar where you can get a time scheduled. You can also see some feedback of people that I've worked with and some basics there. If there's not a time that works or you want to chat sooner, you can message me on Facebook. That link is also right here. And I wish you an amazing rest of your day and the absolute best in your business, in growing it, in reaching more people, and making a bigger difference. Have an awesome rest of your day.